Goldberg, Goldberg, Goldberg. Okay, what we're doing in this video today, I'm going to be speaking about Goldberg's attempted heel turn in, I guess that wouldn't be attempted, I mean, they pulled it off. Great American Bash 2000. WCW came up with the brilliant idea to turn Bill Goldberg heel and join the new blood with Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff. Wow. It was such a fail on so many levels. Goldberg came out there and everybody thought he was going to spear Kevin Nash, but he wound up everybody thought he was going to spear the heel Jeff Jarrett, but he wound up spearing the heel Kevin Nash, who was the big babyface at the time. And Goldberg joins up with he came out in the Goldberg monster truck and he spears Nash instead of Jarrett, and then all of a sudden Goldberg is with the new blood. And I remember that WCW tried, and I'll never forget the words with Mark Madden on commentary going, "Surprise!" But here's the inside story on it. It was not a surprise. Everybody in that building who watched that show that day, everybody who ordered the pay-per-view that day, knew exactly what Goldberg was going to do ahead of time. Straight up, we all knew it when they promised big surprise. It was the only thing they could do. They were remembering the success they had with Hogan in '96 turning heel, and they were trying to get some of that momentum back in 2000 when they were really struggling. I don't know if it was Vince Russo's idea or Bischoff's idea to turn Goldberg heel, but they did it. And I remember watching the promos and stuff that he would cut the following days when they were calling him Soldberg and putting up little dollar bill signs and whatnot. WCW gave up on this idea quick, though. They didn't keep him heel very long. And I remember that they were trying to recreate the streak not long after this. They were trying to recreate the 173-0 streak, but unfortunately they went out of business, so they were never able to recreate the streak. They were never able to recreate the magic that they had during his original streak, but they tried. But in order to get back to 171-0, they would have needed more time. He would have had to squash 3 or 4 jobbers a night, and coming off the fail heel run, it wasn't going to happen. Didn't have the same magic. The heel turn happened, and nobody really cared. People really just didn't give a shit. If you remember, this was in June of 2000, and it was all about the WWF at the time. It was all about The Rock being the World Heavyweight Champion, and Triple H and Foley, and those guys over in the WWF were just killing it. And I mean, you had new cutting edge stuff in the WWF in 2000 with the Hardys and the Dudleys and Edge and Christian wrestling these new triangle ladder matches with the likes that nobody had ever seen. It was all about the WWF in the year 2000. No one was caring about WCW. They were still trying with the Goldberg heel run, but when he would come out with those promos and stuff on Nitro, he would say, "I did it for the money, and I did it for the money," and you never bought into it. And it was another idea that WCW just scratched a couple weeks later once they realized the fans really weren't buying it. They tried, but Goldberg was never meant to be a bad guy. And if they would have done it 3 or 4 years earlier or whatever, probably would have worked. But at the time, it was a fail. You guys leave your comments below and tell me what you remember about Goldberg turning heel at Great American Bash 2000. Thanks for listening.